Hello guys, welcome to the Python series. In today's video, we're going to look into a method polymorphism from object-oriented programming. So polymorphism is taken from the Greek word poly, where poly means many and morphism means forms. So it means that the same function name can be used for different types. So this makes the programming more easier and intuitive. So polymorphism in Python defines that the methods in the child class that have the same name as that of the methods which are used in the parent class. So in inheritance, when you see the child class inherits all the methods and the properties from the parent class. So in here, it's also possible to modify a method in child class that is inherited from the parent class. So a child class inherits all the methods and the properties from the parent class. However, in some situations, this method inherited from the parent class doesn't fit into the child class. In that cases, you will have to re-implement the method in the child class. That re-implementation is known as method overriding. By using the init function, you'll be able to that is a possibility where you'll be able to override a particular method in both the parent class and the child class. So now let's do some examples on polymorphism. So let us create a class. There's a dog, and next we are going to define it, and let's say self comma name, self dot name equal to name. Next we are going to define other function which is known as speak self, and we're going to return self dot name plus, and we'll say that um, dog says woof. So now let us create another class for cat. We'll just copy this, and instead of woof, the cat says now. And let's just find this. And we're gonna name our dog as Charlie and cat as Luna. So now let's try to print Charlie dot speak. Gonna print saying that Charlie says woof. So we just have to mention over here, and so now let's try implementing this. So here you can see that Charlie says woof. Let's remove this. Try to, yeah, now it says Charlie says woof, and let's try that same thing for Luna. Here it says Luna says meow. So next, we're going to try to put is both under the category pet, both the cat and dog under the category pet, and we're going to create a list. We're going to include both Charlie and Luna in the same set of list, and we're going to print type of the pet. Then we're going to print pet speak. So here it says print pet speak. So we're gonna delete this. Yeah. Now we're gonna implement. Yeah. Here it shows that classes mean dog and this is cat. Now we are gonna define a function known as pet.speak. Gonna put it under the pet. Gonna print that pet.speak, and now let pets for Charlie. So here it shows that Charlie says book. So here we are considering both Charlie and Luna as one of pets under the category pet. So when we try to iterate speak in pet, so this is one of the advantages in polymorphism where we can use the same function speak in both in the class dog and class cat, and also in this where we are using in this function pet speak. In pet we are going to use the function speak. So next we are going to try pet speak for Luna. So here it shows that Luna says. So now we are going to inherit these both classes, the dog and the class cat in the class. So now we are going to inherit both the classes, the dog class and the cat class, into a parent class or the base class, which we're going to name it as animal. This is going to be the class or the parent class, and we're going to define in it, and we're going to say self dot. So the same function we are going to use in this also. Speak. So we are going to raise an error saying not implemented, not implemented implemented error. And I'm going to say that subclass must implement this abstract. So this is going to be an abstract where the subclass, where the child class also should be implement this method. So now we're going to implement the dog class in the animal class, which is inherited from the animal class, and we're gonna create a function. Gonna use the same function speak, and we're gonna return self dot name. Gonna be a class dog, and next we're gonna animal, and we're gonna create in the same class self. So and we're gonna return saying that. So now when we trying to create an object where, let's say, name of the dog is going to be Max, and It, and name of the cat is going to be Fuzzy. Under the class cat. So now when you're going to print, we're going to use the same method where we used earlier, the speak method, and we are going to try to here you can see that it's a max says woof, and you're just gonna add some space and it says max is woof, and we're gonna try in the same where the dot peak. Here you can see how it is fuzzy, and here you can say that fuzzy says meow. So this is what this is the main advantage of polymorphism, where we can use the same function in multiple classes and which can be derived from the